Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade, and well, in this one we'll be talking about if you should play a Retribution Paladin in patch 11.1. Okay, let's talk about Retribution Paladin gameplay for Season 2 of The War Within. So here, I'm gonna be honest guys, there is not many changes at the core of Retribution Paladin. It's going to play almost the same as in Season 1, but that doesn't mean that there are no changes. The first one is our borrowed power, also known as tier sets. This is going to change your rotation slightly whenever you get the 4-piece bonus. Let's recap on what that does. Okay, so our 2-set bonus is pretty simple. Your spells and abilities have a chance to activate Winning Streak, increasing the damage of your Templar's Verdict and Divine Storm by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. This means that we can get potentially 20% extra damage from this 2-set bonus. Spending Holy Power on damaging abilities have a 12% to remove Winning Streak. So you might think at first, okay, that's bad because it's removing our damage. But don't worry about it, it works in tandem with our 4-set bonus, which reads, whenever you lose your Winning Streak, you get the last Holy Power spent back to you, and you cannot lose Holy Power for 4 seconds. Also, the damage of your Holy Power spending abilities is increased by 10%. So this 4-set bonus is where your rotation is going to slightly change every time it procs. You are going to have to track it because it's a very small duration of 4 seconds. For those 4 seconds, you basically just ignore everything else in your keyboard and only press spenders because they're free and they are getting extra damage. This also has some neat interactions with Divine Hammers, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but the short thing is that it's going to give you some nice extensions of that on that new cooldown. The other one is interaction with Hammerfall from the Templar hero talent, where they removed the global cooldown on Hammerfall, which was 1 second. Now it's 0.1 seconds. That means that every time you throw a Holy Power spender, you're going to drop some Imperial Hammers on your target. And if you have Hammerfall for those 4 seconds of this 4-set bonus, you are going to spam spenders. That means that you're going to also spam Imperial Hammers. So it's a pretty decent tier set bonus, and like I said, it's going to slightly change how you play. And the next change for us is the addition of the rework Divine Hammer. This is another 1-minute cooldown that is pretty powerful. Currently, in a full run of Mythic Plus, it's doing around 5 to 6% of your damage depending on talents. This Divine Hammer was reworked from the last iteration because it was really crappy to use. It works similarly to Breath of Sindragosa in the way that if you ran out of Holy Power, you ran out of Divine Hammers. But now, instead of that, it has a basic duration of 8 seconds, and you can extend this by throwing Holy Power spenders. Every Holy Power spender you use is going to extend duration by 0.5 seconds. So this has a pretty nice interaction with our tier set bonus, especially the 4-set bonus. If you manage to get the 4-set bonus while you have your Divine Hammers, you are going to get very nice extensions. I'm personally very excited about this talent because it brings back a bit of cooldown management, and also the spell effect is very nice to look at. As for hero talent options, well, if things keep going as they are, Templar will be the de facto choice for another season. It's just 2 ahead in damage of Herald. Currently in live settings it's 12% behind, and the PTR no changes have been done to it. So it will keep being weak compared to Templar. The other problem Herald has is that it's very unreliable at times, being a dot-based hero talent, while Templar just does its damage instantly. Now let's go to strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so what are the strengths of Retribution Paladin? First of all, our damage cadence is very balanced. We are a short cooldown burst spec. That means that we always have damage. This is very important, mostly in Mythic Plus settings, where some classes have very wide gaps of low damage, while we always have something to press. Another strength is our tankiness. Retribution Paladins have innate stamina and avoidance, making us take less damage from AoE spells and have a higher buffer of health to take hits. On top of that, we have a shield, a damage reduction spell, 2 types of immunities, Divine Shield that is full immune, and Blessing of Protection that's physical immunity. Not only that, we can remove poison, diseases, slows. We can even remove magical effects if they are tied to slows with Blessing of Freedom. Retribution Paladin is a solid DPS spec with great survivability, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have weakness. Now, talking about Retribution Paladin weaknesses is hard, since from our strengths you might think that we can do everything. The first weakness we have is our mobility. While we do have tools like Horse and Blessing of Freedom extra speed, we don't have instant mobility spells, so you always have to pre-plan where to run faster. Another weakness that we have is that we are a jack of all trades, but we don't really specialize in anything. Our damage profile is very simple. Now that we have gone over everything that Retribution Paladins can do this next season, let's answer this video's question. Should you play a Retribution Paladin in patch 11.1? Yes! Retribution Paladin is just a solid DPS for all types of players, beginners and advanced. Simple rotation, good damage, extremely resilient, it has it all, while having very little downsides like low mobility and a not so specialized damage profile. If I had to grade Retribution Paladin, I would do it this way. If you're a player aiming for next season all +12s done in Mythic Plus achievement and ahead of the curve, Retribution Paladin is a S+ tier spec. If you're going for higher than 12s and also cutting edge, Retribution Paladin is an A+ tier spec. And well, that's going to be the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.